on. The extremists were at the gates, we let them in, and then we let them win. It's time to fight back. If you feel too scared to talk about certain topics for fear of repercussions to you and your loved ones, you are not alone. Dame Sarah Khan has identified the rise of freedom-restricting harassment in a damning report highlighting threats to the UK's social cohesion. Here are the facts. 85% of the public believe freedom-restricting harassment occurs in the UK. 60% believe it's worse than 5 years ago. 76% self-censor in public to protect themselves or loved ones. 69% feel people are having to censor the way they live their professional or personal lives due to freedom-restricting harassment. Of the 27% who say they've experienced life-altering harassment, get this, 20% have come off social media, 17% have increased security measures, 15% have changed jobs, 13% have even moved house. The Islamists are top of the extremism charts. The fact is that people will censor what they think about hardline elements of the Muslim community because there is only one major religion operating in the UK right now that comes with a death sentence for any critics. The report gives several examples. Batley Grammar School, the police and the local council didn't know how to behave in the face of a baying mob. They suspended a teacher who is still in hiding and suffering from PTSD, didn't make any arrests even when the mob turned up at his house, and they openly said that they behaved the way they did because they wanted to maintain links with the Muslim community. Extremists are overthrowing our political system. The local government association says 90% of councillors has received abuse and intimidation. 68% of those are not seeking re-election. They say it's because of the abuse. A female council leader had received thousands of death threats, and individuals had threatened to gang rape and traffic her 2-year-old daughter, whom she makes sleep with a fire blanket after a fellow councillor had their house firebombed. Could it be because of stuff like this?
Why has no motion been put to this chamber? We were told that if they would be happy, the Labour group would be happy to put a motion to this chamber. Why has that not happened?
Join up, bloody Gaza! Goose! Go on!
We know MPs have faced threats. That's why we had a botched ceasefire vote. But just today, Philip Davies in Shipley had a mob turn up at his office. He looks like a broken man, bless him. They'll come after your business too. You could just own a kebab shop that supports Palestine but was selling Coca-Cola, which is apparently a Zionist monster in a can. He was battered. It's interesting because the old Mad Mullers aren't too afraid to censor themselves, are they?
We're sitting next to a guy who's going to go and penetrate and sodomize another guy tonight. And you're going to expect Allah to give you victory.
Why aren't they afraid? Maybe it's because our entire political, police and legal framework protects them, not us. Forget fear of speaking out. Sometimes we're too afraid to go out. Here's James Cleverly wishing everyone a very happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and at this time of celebration, I'd like to say a big thank you to the counter-terrorism police who have been working all year round to keep us safe. If you're out and about and you see something that just doesn't look right, makes you feel uncomfortable, is just out of place, let the police know.
We're changing our way of life because of extremism. But it's not just Islamism. There's the trans mafia. An artist simply said she didn't think children should be given puberty blockers and she was booted out of her own art exhibition. A teacher was allegedly sacked for refusing to use a child's preferred pronouns. Police Scotland have apparently recorded a hate incident against a serving Tory politician because he said choosing to identify as non-binary is as valid as choosing to identify as a cat. But you're about to be censored in your own home. Staying in Scotland now, Humza Yousaf is keen to pass a law that would criminalise speech in your house. So if you had Christmas dinner and your nan said something about channel migrants that offended her woke 17-year-old granddaughter, then the police could come round, the family would have to snitch on each other, and nan ends up in handcuffs. If you have the wrong views, you'll also be debanked. 340,000 people had their bank accounts closed last year, reportedly. They were given little to no warning. And as Nigel Farage found, that could very easily just be because they didn't subscribe to modern, woke, progressive views. Today, it's emerged that Keir Starmer's net zero plans could cost us all £117 billion. But don't you dare speak out against it, just in case this lot turn up outside your house.
You might want to know, I'm also breaking police bail. I've got bail not to go to any MP's house. I don't know if you want to, like, follow up on that, considering, as you can see, like, that was our only intention.
Look, who's doing the harassing, OK? Islamists, eco-lunatics, radical progressives and the trans mafia. I am sick and tired of these reports telling us what we already know. The solution isn't to set up a buffer zone to stop seemingly unemployed Islamic fanatics from protesting outside of school, for example. No. The solution is arrest, where possible, deport, tell them to shut up and go home, and definitely never, ever surrender. Britain has had enough of this rubbish.